mighty dash. Stock ticks and it starts to crash, while it's thinner than a broken glass. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up odds like a trader around, praying profits ain't reviled. Charts like a puzzle complex, trading daily, keeping us perplexed. Riding waves like future specs. Gotta calm down, no pretext. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up odds like a trader around, playing profits ain't reviled.
Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if everything is good on the screens. Let me see if you guys are saying anything over here. You guys seeing me? Let me know. Let me know. Good morning, everybody. We are getting ready for where's my thing here? What's going on over here? Oh, hold on. Okay, wait. Okay. I'm getting myself organized here. Good morning. Perfectly. Very nice. I got a lot of stuff to tell you. I'm back from jury duty. I'm so excited to be back to trading. Let me just do one other thing here, guys. Just bear with me a sec. Let me see if I could put you guys on this side of the fence as well, so I could watch you. Let me see if this is going to work. Yeah, okay. I'll see you guys over here. Good morning. So much stuff to talk about. Okay, first and foremost, let's get ready for the CPI. CPI coming out exactly in 2 minutes. Let's see what the market is looking for over here. Coming soon. Here we go. So, market looking for. Oh, hold on. I gotta come off the screen because I gotta go get coffee. I'll be right back. Damn it. All right. I'm sorry. I'm back. Where am I? Where's everybody? Okay, let me see if I'm back on the screen. There I am. Okay. All right. Sorry. No coffee for me. We'll have to do salsa water. Anyways, I was gonna say CPI coming in today supposedly at 3 against 4, 3.2 against 3. If we're anywhere in that zone, that's fine. If, however, we print 4 or 5, previous was 5. This is what I'm looking at, month over month, 4 or 5. That's going to be very, very ugly, because the market is then going to start focusing on the idea that not only do we have recession, but we also have inflation, which is called stagflation, which is like the worst of both worlds. Demand collapsing, and prices going up. So let's hope that's not the case. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If we do, I think we have a massive drop here through the 19.5s to the 4s. We might even, frankly, touch 19,000 before we find a base. If we have a really, really negative print. So let's give it a minute. Hopefully it's nothing much going on here. I'm going to pop away for just 10 more seconds to get my coffee. I'll be right back. All right, my friends, I am back. I'm back. Let me see what's going on here. So, okay, as I said, we're watching the CPIs right over here. Gotta put my glasses on because I can't see anything. Oh, big number, positive number, I guess. Nice print. So, what's the print? 2.8. Good news. That could create nice, clean support for the market. We'll see. Obviously, we have like a micro scalper buy signal here, but that is a massive, massive, massive candle. And it's pretty much going to be a sucker bet to want to try to take this on the close. We're going to wait for the close. Obviously, it's a minute 25 left because there's a lot of retracement to the trade. However, one of the things that I started doing, we're going to talk a lot about the fact how I redid the micro scalper, how I want to show you some really, really great swing trades that you could use Scalper with. And we're going to talk about size, structure, and everything else. It's going to be a huge amount of stuff here. But first, we're going to let the news come out. Maybe we'll react to this thing. To react to this news, obviously positive news. NASDAQ up. So is I'm sure so is S&P. It really isn't going to matter. We're probably going to take NASDAQ. This is inflation impacts NASDAQ most in a sense that it's very sensitive to interest rates. So this is most positive for NASDAQ. So we'll see. I mean, it's clearly a buy signal, but because this candle is so massive, it could just retrace and still keep us out because we're going to have like only a 20-point stop on this thing. But still, we'll take the trade. I'm going to take it in obviously very small size. It's going to be a conversation I want to have with you guys about. Is the audio low? Is everybody hearing me on the audio? Do you guys hear me on the audio? Somebody's saying audio is low. We're going to get long here. All right, so I'm long NASDAQ on the small side. Let's see. It's probably going to retrace against me. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see if I could make that 5-point micro momentum move here. No. That's as I expected. I expected this thing to come back out. This is what's known as a loser's trade. I took it just because I wanted to show you, yes, you want to take the signal, but I knew it was going to be a loser's trade. And what I mean by that is it's almost guaranteed that because of the volatility, this is going to retrace quite a lot before it essentially creates a new structure. So we're going to wait for this to create an actual signal for us later on. Oh, what was actually really good? I should have watched this on the charts. Gold was actually a really legit strong trade. That would have been a good trade. But yeah, I mean that was a given. That wasn't going to work. Let me see. Give me a feedback on sound, please. Audio is good. Okay, sound is perfect. So log in, log out. I just want to make sure that the audio is not bad. You know what we're going to do now, though? We're going to have fun. Sorry, I'm going to go long. I'm going to go long. That was. I did it too fast. You guys, I went in and out, and let's do this again. Let's just do this again. Let's see if I could. Nah. I'm putzing around with you guys because let's see if I can. There we go. So I recovered, both of the micro momentum moves here in a very, very fast fashion. What did I sort of come back in here, even though this really wasn't a classic trade, was because you could see that, this was the retrace trade. This was the buy. This was the candle close, right? They brought it back up above candle close. That was a decent micro scalp trade to the upside. And now we're probably going to continue. In fact, that's probably going to be a good technique for me. the choice should be after we make the, after the news trade, if it retraces down, comes back up above the candle close, then you can take the trade. If it just runs away from you, just let it run away from you. If it retraces down, never comes back above the candle close, then you got no trade, because the way you want to stick to the setup is you have the signal. You're supposed to buy on the candle close, but obviously it's going to be a big retrace. So retrace, intra candle, and candle close. It's kind of a unique little technique. Regardless of that, let's talk about now that the news is done. News is actually quite positive. Let's let me just see if anybody on Twitter has anything interesting to say about this. Let me see if anybody has. I'm surprised at. This is the first good piece of news we've had in a long time. Let's see what we've got to say here. Tamer CPI. Let's see if there's anything underneath here that nobody's posting exactly. All right, core is 2.3, 2.8, 2.9. Yeah, nobody is, we'll have to wait. Wow, Supercore is really, really slowed down. Supercore is really slowed down. That's, X oil and food price and everything else. Oh, that's interesting. So what is that telling you? Is it telling you that, is it telling you demand is going down? That's interesting. I wonder if they're crushing demand. Well, we'll have to think about that. We'll have to see what happens. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Did you guys miss me? Did you guys have a good week so far? Yeah, FX Bazo said he went long gold, which is nice. Good for him. That was a great trade on gold. Before I actually talk about setups, let's talk about. Let me see. Where's comments? There's comments. There we go. Yes, you missed me. Oh, I missed you too, Cheryl. I missed you too. So here's the most important thing I want to talk to you about. Before we even talk about setups and structures, in MicroScalper, in Scalper with the MicroScalper mode, I now created all the alerts, proper trading alerts, the MicroScalper, red triangle, green triangle. It's basically buy, sell, which you can configure if you have access to the indicator. In order to have access to the indicator. By the way, those of you guys, do I have the? Let me see if I have this. Just bear with me a second. I want to give you an invite to our private trading room, which is free to everybody on a baseline basis. And then if you want to get the indicators, you can just upgrade for very little money. Where is this thing? Let me see. Hopefully this. Let me see if this link is going to work. I need to create the community link. I'm sorry. I'm just still like communitybktraders.com. Okay. I'm going to put this link there. Oh, so you see now I have the alert, MicroScalper green triangle alert. See how that's coming up over here, right over here. The beautiful part is all these alerts now are brought into the system, so I don't have to sit there and switch around screens and everything else. I can be mindful and aware of which instrument could potentially be a trade for me. All right, let me put this in here. So everybody who's listening to me, who is not a member of the BK community, this is a free community portal that we created for you, in which you can get access to all of our indicators for very, very little money, plus enormous amount of free education. Almost all of our courses are free there. What's going on over here? I'm lagging on this feed. Hang on, let me just make sure YouTube is not lagging. Okay. Okay, so the alerts, as you can see, are working. So I have a MicroScalper red alert on gold, which I'm going to take. Here. It's 54 seconds left. I'm going to take it on. I'm watching the GC, but I'm going to take it on the MGC. We'll talk about sizing in just a second, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But now I have an alert. See, the cool thing is the alert system now will let me switch around back and forth between all these instruments without me having to hunt and peck. So 32 seconds, gold kind of unwinding that knee-jerk move, but not holding the sell bid. So I'm perfectly happy to wait until this candle completes. Are we not buying NASDAQ? We don't have a signal on NASDAQ, JD. When I get a signal on NASDAQ, I will be buying it. Remember, we're micro scalping. A micro scalping means small momentum move. So here the gold went from possible buy to a possible, possible sell to a possible buy. Now, NASDAQ is actually giving me a possible sell signal right over here. So I'm watching a gold to a possible buy, NASDAQ to a possible sell. I'm going to put this on my other screen so I can watch this, and I can tell, and I'll tell you if it's if we have signal. So buck 31 on the signal. So we've got about a minute 30 to go, and we'll we'll play that out as needs be. Okay, here we go. So that's the reason, JD. Once I trade my signals only. So once I get a signal, I'll trade it. Buck 07 on gold. Still a buy signal on gold. Nothing else is a buy signal or a sell signal. All neutral. I'll talk about the mechanics of these signals in just a minute. But let's just see what what happens. Gold buy signal kind of goes away. NASDAQ sell signal flashing on and off, 44 seconds left. Let's see if NASDAQ gives us a sell signal. And that'll explain all the reasons for it. Now I'm looking for the signals on the large contract, on the minis, but I'm going to execute on the micros. I'm going to talk about the micro versus mini structure that I have here, and what I'm trying to do with it. Might as well just put this up. You guys can see my account. Getting pretty close to 52. I need 53 to get funded on this account. So I'll explain to you what I'm doing. Gold is kind of playing long. So we're going to go long gold. All right, we're long micro gold, which I'll switch to, and boom, boom, boom. And you can see boom, boom, the micro scalp worked on gold. That was it. And now we're just going to wait and see if there's any other setups. Okay, no setups in any of the other structures. We're all set. So, so let me walk you through the micro scalper idea, and then I'm going to walk you through the much bigger, longer term trade ideas that some of you may want to have and how to use them in BK Scalp. Because I thought about this while I was away, and I think one of the things that I want to make this stream very unique is that this should be a teaching stream, not just a trading stream. Anybody can trade live. Nobody gives a shit about how well or how poorly I do on my own account. It's about what you can learn from me to do well in your own account, right? So I really kind of wanted to refocus all of my streams into much more of a teaching structure, which hopefully will make it valuable for you, and hopefully you guys will bring in all of your friends in and make this a unique stream experience on YouTube. So I'm asking you, the only thing I ask you is just to have all your friends come in, and everybody come in and join our free community where Kathy has her free Forex course. I have my free day trading course. We have a whole bunch of free resources. And then if you want to join us, there's very, very modest fees to join us on for the indicators and the signals. So hopefully you'll really like it. That link I just put into the chat. Be sure to come in and click that, and we'll get you onboarded right away. So micro scalp ideas. Micro scalper is essentially a micro momentum trade, right? Where I'm going to show you the pro momentum idea, and then we'll show you the counter momentum signals. So a pro momentum signal, like for example here in gold, I'll use that as an example, is always generated in the following structure. you need the short term, the 8 period over 200 period to be positive. So this is positive trend. When 8's above green, blue is above red, it's positive trend. When blue is below red, it's negative trend. Okay. So if you're positive trend, the preponderance of signals is going to be longs. You're going to be trading long trend momentum signals. Now, what is a long trend momentum signal? It is a signal where you have the following pattern. You have the black followed by 2 green triangles. Okay, so you have black, green, green. That is a positive momentum signal. A black, red, red is a negative momentum signal. So over here, black, red, what is this? Here, black, red, red, that's a negative momentum signal. This actually did not work over here, but it's fine. Those are negative momentum signals. These are positive momentum signals. That's the pattern on pure momentum, right? Then there's occasionally a counter momentum signal. So a counter momentum signal is when we're positive trend, when 8's above 200, we're short above the long, and there is a sell signal. This is a counter momentum signal. Now, what is a counter momentum signal or counter trend signal? It's when you have a black candle followed by a red candle. Red candle, by its very definition, is going to break the 8-period SMA. The black candle has to have its high above the 8-period SMA. This is to the short side, because the idea is you're overbought, you're coming down. It's a quick profit-taking mode in positive trend, or you're oversold and you're coming up. So black, green coming up. So as you can see, counter trend momentum signals. Gold is a really shitty little example. Let's look at gold is generally a shitty example, which I barely trade. But if you look at this, let me sort of show you. So you have all of these positive trend momentum signals, right? Positive momentum signals in NASDAQ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, effectively, whatever. We're still positive momentum signals. And just only one counter trend momentum signal, which, by the way, I think did not work, actually. This one did not work. Virtually every one of these 12 positive momentum signals worked. Maybe this one just died out. Let me see if this one was long 604 and the high was 608. Just missed this one. So we're looking for like 5 points, and it just missed the 5 points. This is like 1 out of 12 that missed the trade. So that's the underlying structure for how you generate these signals, right? Now, when we're trading micro scalping, I'm trading with an extremely negative risk-reward ratio. I'm trading with a 1-to-4 risk-reward ratio, because momentum, by its very nature, is short bursts with large retraces. It's like you have to give it room to retrace, because otherwise you're just gonna get clipped out all the time. If you were trading this with a 5-stop, 5-target, literally like 9 out of 10 times you'd be stopped out just on the retrace mode. So it's a sort of a false assumption that having a short target, short stop is going to give you better odds. It's not. It gives you much better odds when you're negative risk reward, but you do have wipeouts, because if you're doing 1-to-4, you can be 3 to the good. The fourth one wipes out all the stuff, which is why on a $50,000 account, what I'm doing also, we have the NASDAQ green alert. Let's go. Really? How does? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like, the alert is kind of running a little bit ahead of my signal here. Okay, $146 on NASDAQ. If this thing stays in place, we're going to go long. That's a legitimate positive momentum, short momentum trade alert for us. So all good. Okay. All these questions on the dollar. We're not trading the dollar. We're trading indices and gold. So I have no comments on what that's going to do for the dollar. And frankly, nobody else will give you any intelligent assessment of it as well. This was a out of consensus CPI. Everybody thought it was going to be a hot CPI. As I said to you, it's not at all clear whether this is good news or bad news. It's definitely great news in the sense that there is no forward inflation. It may be bad news, meaning that the reason why there's no inflation is because we're in a recession. So I wouldn't be celebrating just yet on this data set, but it doesn't really matter. The thing that we do, the data matters for us for 5 minutes, and then after that, it's what price does. And right now, we're following price. Right now, price remains positive bid. Right, we are still positive trend. NASDAQ holding above the 200 period SMA. 22 seconds left on this particular structure. We'll see if this 15 seconds left. This has got to close with a triangle in it. You see how it's just One of the interesting things about this particular signal, which I don't love, and this is really worthwhile looking when you're, oops, I gotta get into it. Hang on a second. Okay, bye. I'm in the trade, so we'll go to micro and show you, whether that's going to work or not. That worked very well. Okay, so that worked. So I was going to say one of the key things that you were watching here that was cautious for me is that it was a little bit of a negative slope, but the final slope kind of filtered out. And of course, trade can go much larger, much bigger. The term here that I'm using is micro scalper. That doesn't mean you have to do it this way. I'm just simply teaching you sort of very short-term bursts of momentum that the signals generate. They give you very, very high probability stakes. That's all it is. It's just simply a whole bunch of very small, high probability trades. Oh, we have a S&P also possibly setting up $112 on that. So let's wait for that. Let's see if we can make that trade, and I'll come back to you in just a minute. And then we'll talk about, if we have a little bit of breathing space here, we'll talk a little bit about what happens when the trade goes wrong, like when we get stopped out. What's plan B? Because I'm going to talk to you about this is what I want to show you about the micro versus mini and the whole structure of what I'm doing. 44 seconds left on the clock, so we will be taking this trade if it holds the signal. So NASDAQ got converted. Just waiting to see if the S&P is gonna give us the chance to trade. Let me see if you guys have any comments. Right. So don't ask me any questions on FX because I don't trade FX, guys. I have no view. Nice big move on the S&P at the 42s, 11, 12 seconds. Going to wait very patiently. Want to make sure that I get the final candle print. I don't want to be chasing the candle. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm in at 42 and out at 43. You guys did not even get a chance to see the trade, but I was in at 42, out at 43. So just to let you guys know, like if I was trading the mini, that's a $50 trade in less than 5 seconds, right? And just like if I was trading the NASDAQ, that was a $100 trade in less than 5 seconds. That's not what I do, and I'll explain to you why. And it has very much to do with money management and passing the prop. And here's my trade just to show you, trade evade account, we started at 52, we're at 950, right? We're $50 away from 52,000. And then I have one more 1,000 to go. And it's going to be a slow, steady rise here. I'm going to grind it out, probably a couple $100 a day. But I'm going to go through the mathematics of all of this with you in just 1 second to understand what happens. So the first order of business is, suppose this trade stopped me out. I'm gonna micro, right? So it's 40 to the good, 10 to the good, 40 to the bad. I'm out 40, right? What's plan B? Plan B is if I get stopped out on the micro, I will then wait for the next legitimate signal. It's a critical question here is next legitimate signal. And then I will take the trade on the mini. And the idea here is that lightning does not strike twice, or at least strikes twice only about 1.7% of the time, meaning that the probability of 2 consecutive signals, not 2 signals, but 2 consecutive signals in microscalper being wrong is about, it's only about 1.3%. It's, 90, it's like 3 standard deviations, whatever the fuck it is. I forgot the exact percentage terms, but it's really rare. It's not that it doesn't happen. It can, and it can happen. If the markets are really, really bad, it could actually happen 3 times in a row. That's why you need to be very much mindful of all of this. There's no guarantees. It's just statistics, right? I talked about the fact that, I posted, by the way, one of the interesting things that you'll get when you come into our free room is I post a lot of video that is private, like, that you would have to pay money for. So there was a Barron's interview with Cliff Asness, who is one of the world's topmost hedge fund managers, really, really smart guy, of AQR. He's a quant guy. Who, by the way, sort of turned me on to this whole idea of momentum. He was the guy that wrote the idea that capital markets are all efficient with the exception of momentum. Momentum works literally on every time frame in capital markets, meaning that this is the one property, or one I forget what they call it, factor, one factor in investing or trading that seems to hold up. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. It seems to hold up across every single time frame universally. So he was obviously looking at a 3 to 12 months factor because he was doing a long-term stock market momentum. But the point being is that markets are very fractal, meaning that they are very similar on all time frames. And if something works on a momentum basis over a 3 to 12 months period, it's going to work on a 3 to 12 minute time frame as well, which is really what I'm trading. But I digress. What the hell was I talking about? That I could have 3 consecutive losers in a row. Yes, absolutely. Which is why if I have 2 consecutive losers in a row, if I had that, I would not. I would just start all over again. Like, I would just eat the loss. I would eat the loss. But being able to wash my loss allows me to have consecutive movements. NASDAQ giving me why is that? Oh, that's weird. Oh, I guess it's not quite there yet. It just, there it is. It's starting to. This is really interesting. The alert, so interesting. I love this alert thing. This alert is actually like 5-10 seconds ahead of the price action. So it's just, what it's doing as far as this particular alert structure is, it's just telling me there's a possible setup. Be mindful. Look at that chart. And you can see, obviously that they get sent to me every 4 or 5 minutes. You can, by the way, mute all of them if you wanted to. The way you would mute alerts, you would just go in here, go to alerts, and you could literally hit the pause button, and it will just pause them. Okay, if you wanted to. But I certainly don't want to because we're trading, and now we have NASDAQ with a signal. The signal here is 103. So we got this thing's got to hold. Also, S&P has got a signal. So we're going to actually probably trade S&P and NASDAQ as well if both of these things hold. So I'm watching it on my other chart. I'll let you guys know, 48 seconds left on the clock, if these signals hold. And if they don't, I'll go back to trying to explain what I'm trying to do. But let's just focus. The whole key idea here is you really want to zone in on the last 30 seconds of the setup, and see what's going on. See, Kathy just posted something about the fact that U.S. traders. By the way, everything Kathy posts is also in our app. The other thing I'm going to tell you, the app is mobile. So not only can you, if you join our website, you get all that information. It's totally mobile. And if you get any courses from us, they are available on your iPhone. They're fully mobile. All right. So signals totally faded out. Means there's no buy signals, which is good. We got about 30 minutes to the open. So hopefully we'll calm down a little bit, and I can explain to you my. I'm getting a sell signal on NAS on the S&P. I can explain to you, the money mechanics of it. So if I'm coming in at micro $10 bets, right? Then I wash it away with a mini. That means like 10 out of 10 becomes winners. Like let's just assume I'm going to short circuit the process, but let's assume that either I make money on this, or on the very next trade I wash it away and make money. So if that's the case, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to count this as 1 because this is negative. This washes away. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just say it's 11. There's 2 hours. You have 10 $10 trades, $100 in 2 hours on one instrument. And let's say I'm trading like I have been, the S&P and NASDAQ, so 2 instruments. You could actually trade, you could absolutely trade 3, but I find trading gold a little bit, it's fine. I was actually making money on gold, but like it's just annoying. So let's say you just focus on 2 instruments, 2 hours. So if you're doing your plan in 2 hours, you've made $200, right, on this structure, and you're good to go. Like just you build that out. So that takes 10 to 15 days to get funded. The absolute the absolute negative thing is it's nickels and dimes. You're just trading nickels and dimes. It's kind of very boring. It's not exciting to be making $100 an hour. But it's extraordinarily. What do I have here? NQ red triangle, green triangle support. Where is this? That's I'll see. No, not quite yet. No signal. There it is. Maybe that's going to be a signal. But it's brutally effective at building, capital. And if you're trading, let's say, you want to devote 3 hours, then it becomes possibly $300 to $400 a day. Let's just say optimally $400 a day in like, tiny little nickels and dimes. And all of a sudden, you're funded within 10 days, right? So that's the negative part. The absolute positive part, the part that cannot be over emphasized, is that trading this way does 2 things. Assures that you're never going to be stopped. Well, I shouldn't say never, but very, very unlikely to be margined out. And most importantly, if you continue trading this way in your funded account, your real account, you're guaranteed to get paid out because you will always be under their max loss rules. Apex has a max loss rule of $750 per trade, right? So if you went up and you blew up down to 750, they don't count that as a legitimate trade day. So they make you start all over, I believe, or they just I don't know if they make you start all over on the account, or they just take that day out and they make you trade fresh capital. This is common, by the way, in almost all the props where they create lots of barriers for you. But this is one thing that absolutely overcomes that barrier, because your max loss is going to be like $200. The maximum on the S&P, if you lose money on the mini, you're down $200. On the other hand, none of this applies when you're trading evaluation. And the last positive thing about doing this is that you can get a huge amount of samples, right? You can get a huge amount of samples on your trades, because you're doing 10 trades every 2 hours. You're probably going to do 30, 40 trades a day. After a week, you'll have like 500-600 trades. You can analyze them. You can, you're also, because you're trading very small, you're really going to stick to your rules. That's one of the things that's interesting. The larger you trade, the harder it is to stick to your rules. That's what I realized. The moment I started trading large, you always deviate. You either get too greedy or too fearful. When you're trading like nickels and dimes, you don't really give a shit about any of these trades. You can stick to your rules. So there's like a lot of positive things to trading small that almost nobody tells you about, right? And this is, by the way, what I mean about teaching. Everybody else who trades on YouTube with I have 20 trade copy accounts and I'm going to make $5,000 per account. Guarantee you they're all fake. Guaranteed you they're all fake. Because there's no chance in hell that you can replicate like a $5,000 win across 20 accounts in real life. First of all, in real life, there isn't enough liquidity in NASDAQ for more than 10 accounts, period, at any given level. So that means you're going to get massive slippage. And your fills are going to be, horrible. Which there's a reason why nobody can replicate in real life on a real account what these bullshit artists do on their demo accounts. Versus this stuff is completely 100% replicable on a real account anytime of the day. This actual real trading. So now I lost my train of thought. Getting signals. Let me think through what I was trying to say to you. Sizing. Data sampling. What else did I want to tell you? So suppose you said, "Oh, Boris, I don't give a shit. This is boring as hell. I want to trade large." How would you trade large? Well, you could trade large, fully anticipating that you either get funded in 2 days, or you will blow the account. Now, and by the way, you will not be able to do this on your funded account, because you're going to breach the risk barriers by trading large. And here's what I mean by trading large. Instead of doing micro against mini, I'm going to do mini against mini resolve. And what that means is I'm going to take one mini on the S&P. We're going to use S&P. You can't even do this on a full mini NASDAQ. The risk is just massive. It's a $100 win against a $400 loss. It just the parabolic scaling on the loss. Well, I guess you could, but it's literally one chance and you're out. So if I'm doing, let's say, fine, let's just take the most aggressive example. I'm going to trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, one contract to start with. So 100. This one is minus 400. Let me just run you through. So 100, minus 400 because I get stopped out. Here I would have to go for large. If I am wrong, it's minus 2,000, minus 1,600 plus minus 400, right? So now I have $2,500 limit. I'm literally teetering. I have like one trade and I'm basically blown out of my whole account. If I'm right, this is, which in this case I am. Sorry, let's get long here. Let's get long. Long NASDAQ. Okay, this is going to go against me, but let me just show you. Here's my NASDAQ trade. Looks like it's unwinding on me. But again, this is a micro trade, so I don't give a shit. And I'm going to wait for legitimate next signal to see if if it comes in. The same time, okay. Now I'll stay just in the NASDAQ trade. I also had a signal in the S&P, but that's also not working. So there's no reason to compound my problems. So as I said to you, minus 400, minus 1,600 is 2,000. I have like a 0 margin for error. This is on a mini against mini sizing up. However, if I am able to escape it, which I have, I'm up 100. So what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I'm stopped out. $800 in an hour, right? I got to get funded at 3,000. So if you can escape getting blown out on the second level, you can possibly get funded within a day, right? Oh, you just have to escape the double tap out. And in this case, you actually would have been able to, well, unless you did this stupid trade here. I mean, this was all news trades. I wouldn't, I would have like not taken any trades here from 8 until, the news came out 8:30 and taken this trade. So this would be another 100. This is, if I'm trading the large mini, I get stopped out. Now I have to do four largest S&Ps four large NASDAQs to resolve this trade on the next legitimate signal. That's a lot of pressure versus all I got to do here on a micro thing is I don't even have to go mini. I can just go half mini, 5 micros, and that will resolve my trade on the next one. And if I'm wrong, I'm only down 200 instead of that being down 2,000, right, on a thing. So this is a way to kind of make very consistent, steady progress. So a couple $100 per every 2 hours, and you multiply that. Profitability by doing more instruments, right? You just simply do S&P and NASDAQ, and you try to do $200 an hour, a couple of hours. Do that every single day. Even when you have a bad day and you're down $200 on that day, that's it. You're just down $200. You're not down 2,000 where just the next trade takes you out, but it takes you much longer to get funded. So that's the two ways of trading micro scalper: size or no size, micro versus mini versus mini versus mini. In terms of structure that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. So let me know if that's clear. Those nickels and dimes work on Eurodollar? No, this is all designed for scalping scalping futures. Eurodollar just doesn't move that fast. None of this stuff applies to currencies because currencies do not move. I can make $100 a second in NASDAQ. I couldn't make $100 an hour in the euro. It's just a completely different different beast. In terms of, it moves 5 an hour. This thing moves 5 pips in 1 second. So the volatility signatures are very different, anyways, hopefully that explains to you, the micro scalping structure. We are waiting right now. It's 9:10. The market is not even open. This is kind of dead time. This is a great time for me to show you how, if you didn't like, these kind of steady, consistent trades, and you want to do maybe 1 or 2 trades a day, how you could take Scalper and look for absolutely interesting turn market trades during the day. So let me show you how that's done. Okay. Those of you who don't know how to use templates in TradingView is an amazing tool that allows you to configure your chart and remember how to configure it. So I'm going to show you. This is right now. It's configured in micro scalp mode, right? So now we're going to go into the chart. I'm going to unclick this, and I'm going to go into the regular scalper mode. Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to go into what I call the turn mode. The turn mode only turns on these short-term extreme counter trend reversal signals. That's all I want, just the turn mode. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to say, save this indicator template. And I already have the BFF turn. So I'm just going to say yes again. I'm going to save this and remember the interval. I'm going to say save. Okay. So these are, of course, extreme overbought, extreme oversold turn signals. Now, right now, they're not of much of interest for us. However, there are 3 times during the day. I'm just going to go back to yesterday. There are 3 times during the day when markets turn. And I used to have a colleague named Jamie Saitel, who's really, really good technical analyst. He used to always tell me the greatest trends start from turns, right? And that was probably the truest thing I've ever heard anybody say. So there are 3 times during the day when the market is likely to turn, to change direction, when it's it's either oversold or overbought, and it's going to change direction. And those times are after 10 o'clock, right? After about 1:30, and at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to demarcate those times, and I'm going to show you how you could use BK Scalper in its turn mode to find some really interesting longer term trades. So first of all, let me make sure I get this right. I'm going to go Alt V. So this is we're going to just mark time. This is a 10 o'clock hour. Let's just say 10 o'clock, whatever, right? And what we're looking for, once this time frame comes in, you can literally put this on your charts. Is we're looking for a turn signal. So in this case, this is yesterday, we get a turn signal, but that's not enough. We're looking for the next turn signal to be a higher low. So in this case, I need it to be, if I'm buying, I got to have the higher triangle to the upside. If I'm selling, I got to have a lower triangle. If I don't have that and the thing runs away, let it go. Because what you're looking for is a confirmation of a lower, of a higher top, of higher bottom, and that gives you lots and lots of confidence that this is indeed the bottom for this particular time of day structure. So let's say I'm going to long here at 19,340. My stop is going to be 19,260. Let's just, for argument's sake, make it a 100 point stop, right? It's a 100-point stop, right? So obviously you can't trade that with a large contract because that's $2,000 loss, unless again you're just going to do one trade, you either win or lose. But if you do it with a micro contract, it's a $200 loss. And here, the risk rewards actually go positive. You go 1.5 times risk reward. So if I'm going to risk 100 points or $200, I'm going to try to make $300, which is about $150, 150 points. So I'm in at 340, right? So I need to make 150. So that's 440, 490, right? Let's say 500. And lo and behold, about like a half an hour later, we hit 500. And I'm done, right? Now, I'm just going to move this one single line just so that I don't have to repaint it. Now I'm going to go to the 1330 time frame. 13, say 13, whatever, 1300. Yeah, 1330, somewhere around here. And here again, I'm looking for a higher low. So look, 1, 2. Again, I get that higher low. So this is 326. The low here is 200. So about 120 points, 120 points of risk. And we're going to try to go for 150, maybe 170 points of returns. Let's just say for 150, that's 475. Again, 500. I'm going to try to go for 500. And again, I'm in it here. It comes in at 500. Now I have 2 trades. Each trade made $300. I'm up $600 for the day on a micro contract. And for many, many of you, this may be a much more reasonable and easier way of trading than the micro scalping. But doing one or the other is completely possible with one single indicator. As long as you set up the correct mode, you set up the right templates, and you're pretty much ready to go. To make it tradable. We got 15 minutes to the open. I'm going to go back to the micro scalper mode. Get rid of this. And just now, feel free to chat me any questions you like in chat, and I'll be happy to answer anything about the swing strategy or the micro scalp strategy if there's anything unclear about what's going on here as far as trades go. Right? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll wait for the market open. We'll see what's going on here. And we'll give it a shot. Try to get my chat box. Oh, no, this is moving. Where's my chat? Why is chat not moving? Okay, I'm just testing this in chat. Just a second. Just for some reason I can't see my chat. It's like not. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So any questions? Let me know. I'm really, really curious. Let me ask you. We might as well do a poll. Let's see what you guys like. I prefer twice a day turn or micro scalp. All right. Let me know what you guys like on either one of these, because I'm curious. Oh, I need to set this up. I was in dark mode here. Okay. This should be light mode. Okay. So a couple of things. Obviously, everybody get a couple of Apex accounts. They're awesome. We love them. They make this, micro against mini structure really, really easy to do and use. And they also allow you to have multiple accounts. So you can try strategy in one account and strategy in another account. You can try really high risk strategy of just trading minis on size. In fact, I probably will, maybe tomorrow, I'll put a couple more accounts in there, and maybe we can try, we can do the very aggressive versus the smaller, just to show you the P&L differences as it keeps going. But for now, we're just super quiet, waiting for the market to settle down. Let's see if anybody on X has any explanations for nice CPI report with AM shelter coming in down. Oh, that's what it was. The AM shelter was. So it means housing is really coming down. Everybody's talking about, yes, housing is actually crashing. Show CPI and core CPI 2 with these more real-time shelter data. Yeah. So shelter is what's this makes sense. It's shelter that is coming down. Whether that's good or bad, it's up to you. But yeah, housing is definitely cooling off. See, by the way, Kramer says the rallies begin at 247. So this, there's no such thing as an exact time, but this whole 1330 time frame, the 10 o'clock time frame, 1500-hour time frame, those are really, really good markers for generally when you get turns in the market. And if you have the tools to catch those turns, like I have with BK Scalper, it becomes really, really easy to make those trade strategies. It's super easy. Oh, what's Ontario doing? Ontario Premier says electricity surcharge will be suspended temporarily. Oh, interesting. Wow. Are they backing off? That's interesting. Anybody Canadian in the room here, guys? Let me know how you guys are doing, how you holding up. All right, back to so it was basically shelter. That was the reason why CPI was so low. So Forex analysis. What do you? How is everybody in the country feeling now that you became? And now you went from our best friend to like our best frenemy over here. Are you coming to America, or are you boycotting America like everybody else? I was just saying that literally 90% of the people who live in my parents' development in Florida are French Canadians, and if they're going to put like a 30-day visa on these poor people, it's going to be a disaster. So very, very cool thing, sort of a really, really geeky little thing in terms of why these signals generally are so good and how you could do lots of other different things about the signals that you may find it very useful. These candles are not red and green in a traditional sense of the word, where if the open is if the close is lower than the open, it's a red candle, and if the close is higher than the open, it's a green candle. Most of the time, that is indeed the case in this red and green candles. But what makes the red and green candle in this case is that the close here is lower than the prior close. The close here is lower than the prior close. This is a momentum candle, and when it's red, when it's black, that's a counter momentum candle. It's telling you momentum is stopping, right? Selling is stopping. So if you're a pure momentum here, guys, there's so many people asking me FX questions. I don't fucking trade Forex at all because I actually like to have excitement in my life. Kathy's not here with me today, and she trades Forex. If you want to ask all those questions, come join us in the in our app, and I'll be happy. She'll be happy to answer all those questions. I literally could give a flying fuck about Forex. It's the most boring asset in the world. So we trade assets that can give you, I actually did, when I did aggressively yesterday, I was in jury duty and I was on my mobile. I was so freaking bored waiting for the courts to do stuff. I managed to do like $1,000 in about 15 minutes trading super aggressively. But the flip side is, you could burn that really, really fast. I know my Twitter is FX Flow. I know. It's unfortunately legacy Twitter. It's a fair point that my Twitter is FX Flow, but it should be equity flow at this point. But just legacy. I'm sorry. But again, all of this stuff is not for FX. It's for equities and gold. If you want to trade FX, Kathy has a really great FX tool called Zip Trader, which is something also you would get as part of our membership. So feel free to come join in our room. Did I leave you guys the community signal? Let me just do it again. This is all free stuff. You guys can join us directly. Let me do this, by the way. Oh, no, I don't want to do it on Twitter yet because Kay is going to yell at me, but I'll do it in here. Everybody on Twitter, if you guys want the community signal to get our app, free app, just come over to YouTube and get the app. All right, it's very, very quiet, guys. Gold unwound this whole positive. Look at gold. Gold just went negative bid. So that gold is actually negative trend. It's actually going to develop a sell. If we get one more candle that's red, it's going to develop a red triangle. So gold might be a trade for us. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm watching NASDAQ. Watching S&P. Everything is very, very quiet here. I'll let you guys know if we have. So 29 seconds on this particular candle pair, 5 minutes to the open. Let's see what they do. So far, we're holding the CPI release lows. That's interesting. We'll see if that stays throughout the day. Having been sold off quite a lot, this might be a rally day. We'll see. Gold is sending me a sell signal. So you can see 2 minutes left in the candle. So we'll see if that sell signal is legitimate. If it is, we'll take that trade if and when it develops. Does everybody understand oh, look at this. Everybody, it seems like we're split on the. Please vote in the poll, guys. Twice a day turn trade or micro scalp trades. What do you guys like? I didn't give you a choice for both because I know like everybody always wants to say both. I just wanted to see how everybody how the room is shaped up. The point is that one of the things that I'm going to be doing in our chat room, which is another reason why you want to come into our private app, is I'll be calling those twice a day turn trades when they show up on the charts. If I see that formation during those times, I'll be calling out those where the possible turns are, possible stops. There'll be soft trades that I'll be making for everybody. So it's another really good reason for you to come in and want to come hang out with us. NASDAQ's got a trade here. So I want to focus on NASDAQ. Now I'm going to just keep my risk control small. I'm not going to do, in my regular structure, I would do 5 micros and wash away the loss that we had. But there's 2 things that are going on. We are literally right before the open. So the volatility is very, very high. 2, the slope here is negative. Neither one of those things I love as an idea. So I'm just going to take one small micro entry, and we'll see if this trade, and it looks like it's already gone against me. See, this is why I knew I was. This is why I took a small trade, because I knew I was going to bleed, possibly bleed this out. So you do have to use, some judgment as to when you want to come in size and when you don't. This was a negative slope trade right before the news. I knew it was going to be problematic. So, okay. Unfortunately, NASDAQ is, clipping me out today. But it's keeping me. Oh, and here's what's interesting. Look at gold. Gold is actually was flipping almost from a negative sell signal to a positive sell signal in 1 second. So that sell signal went away, and now we're looking for a momentum turn signal in gold. That would be interesting, and that's worth taking. So we'll see. Always, by the way, a caveat of this. I know everybody loves to trade news, but news tends to be like the half hour after the news tends to be one of the choppiest periods of time. Like the really, really great opportunities will be at around 10:30 onward today, where we're going to get some really great momentum moves up or down as far as structure goes. I might have a signal in the S&P, so I'll let you guys know. So far, no. 24 seconds. I really like this whole alert structure that kind of alerts me to potential setups, and then lets me watch it. Gold is playing. Gold is really 10 seconds left. This is a big ass candle, but I will, if this closes green, I will take it. Oh shit! Damn it! It just popped so fast. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, so gold worked out nicely, even though there was a big slippage. The thing is, if you're going to get slipped, it's very likely there's going to be more momentum. That's the whole point. Is strong momentum is going to just give you really bad fills, but it will get you done. So gold got done nice. Nothing else is on the chart on the charts now because it's 9:30. We're just opening rotation. And this was like a typical, flush run NASDAQ move here. So we'll have to see. I would not be at all surprised if this turns negative, just as we'll see. Big pop, nice reversals on all of these. Was it 9:31? Yeah, 2 minutes into the open. So if we get a second green candle, that's going to give us a degree of confidence that there's continuity. Now it's gonna look ridiculous because you're going to be like really stretched out, but actually the trades that are really stretched out tend to be very high confidence continuity trades. There tends to be lots of continuity moves here. So we'll see. See, it's starting to tell me, oh, this in the next if this candle closes green, that's a continuity trade. You want to be looking for it. And the natural instinct is, oh, this is so stretched away from moving average. It's really overbought. There's no way I want to be chasing this. But those chase trades are actually really good trades for that micro momentum move, for that additional push higher. So we'll see. Let's give it a shot. But if we don't get the momentum, then then this whole price structure is going to start turning into a negative price structure. If this is a black candle, it means that this candle is going to close below the close of the prior candle, and that's a very, very cool thing. It's like measuring yourself against your fellow man, relative strength, relative weakness, is actually really, really valuable as to what happens in the next couple of minutes on on price development. All right, so 40 seconds left. These are all holding bid. We'll be watching this. Let's see what happens. $26-27 seconds left on the clock. I'm gonna work the S&P first if that holds. Ten seconds on the S&P. Candles really have to hold. If this candle disappears on me, then it's oh, and it just disappeared on me. The NASDAQ, however, is good. So I took the NASDAQ NASDAQ, I believe. Oh, what happened to my thing? Oh, my screen just froze. There we go. So this is micro NASDAQ. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys, my screen is freezing. But I made money on the micro NASDAQ. You know, you saw it rising, right? This is just super fast market, so the screen says. So here, okay, let's replay this super slow, right? We're gonna go to S&P. Oh, God, that's sorry, guys. It's just trading view is just super stressed now. Okay, look what's happened to trading view. So look what happened to NASDAQ. NASDAQ was showing me continuity trade, and the very last second it died. The very last second. As a matter of fact, right now NASDAQ could be a sell trade for me. Right? You guys see that? Matter of fact, you know, if this goes through the moving average, it's going to be a sell trade for us. On the other hand, NASDAQ, as soon as I can pull this up, just give me a second. So at the very last second, I pulled my bid from getting long S&P. But NASDAQ was a very clean, clear continuity move here, right? We were like, boom, boom. Sorry, just waiting for this thing to load. And actually, I think I can show this to you on the execution basis. Sorry, I have to be patient with TradingView. So this is MNQ. Let's go to settings. I'll show you executions, and you can literally see them. So you see I was long here at 760, boom, 765 right here. And this thing went all the way out to 774. So this, you know, the fact that it was just micro continuity on NASDAQ was definitely possible. So all of these things kind of happen. You obviously have to have preparation. This is another really good reason why I tell you, if you want to try this out, you do it on micro contracts where, you know, no trade is terminal. And you literally, it's like practicing putting. You do like, you know, 10, 20, 100. You're going to get a much better feel for what works, what doesn't work. You're going to get a really good reading on the screen. And then, you know, if you want to get large and in charge, you can trade it large. It's at certain points, you know, there's the other way of trading, which I will do sometimes, is there are certain setups that are obvious. Like, you know, if something is in a strong trend and it's giving you, you know, a green triangle in a kind of a strong trend positive slope, you can go large contract and boom, you're gonna make, you know, 100 in 1-2 seconds, super fast. You can see momentum developing really fast in all these things at certain particular points. So you could alternate size. You know, it's not recommended, but once you develop confidence for it, you can do it. And that's how you can really build it really fast. And by doing that, by the way, you still also stay within all your risk parameters because you're still doing like one large size, all that kind of stuff. So it's, you know, it's all possible in terms of structures. You can see like boom, boom, boom. These are, you know, I'm up about 100 from last night, and you know, this is all me just clipping. I still have a NASDAQ trade that I need to resolve, like, you know, to do a large size, but I'm just holding myself off for a good quality signal. Oh, speaking of which, we got a signal. Shit, selling S&P. There we go. So I'm sorry. I'm watching on the other charts, and you guys are getting a slow feed here because TradingView is just super slow. But let me show you what I saw and what I did. Okay, so remember I said to you NASDAQ could actually go negative trade. This right here closed. Remember I said black red is a counter trend momentum move, but you had to get in right here because it's all it was about a 1.5 move to the downside. That worked really well. The drawback with micro scalps is if you miss the entry, you've missed the trade. Don't bother. Don't fucking bother, because, you know, it's just much better to wait 5 minutes for the next setup than try to turn a late setup into a good setup, because the result of this, see, like 2 seconds later, That would have been a loss versus a win. That's a drawback of super fast trades, but that's how it works. You know, in any activity that requires speed, if you're slow, you're going to lose. So this does require speed, which is another reason why you want to do it on small sizes. Or you could just say, you know, this is ridiculous, Boris. I'm just going to wait for the 10 o'clock hour and look for a reversal trade here, which is totally viable as an idea as well. So you can see the markets are really uncertain as to what's going on here. We're just basically chopping around in a relatively tight range here. As a matter of fact, 625 to 645 in the about 20-point range in the S&P is all you got. Here's S&P possibly giving me a buy signal. So I'm watching that. And if it does, I'll turn around and I'll go take it. $1.24, $1.22. Another, by the way, another sort of approach, which I actually really like this approach, is to just do a single instrument, like focus 2-3 hours on a single instrument. You won't be, you won't be able to double your rate per hour, but you're going to be very, very effective. It's going to be much better high accuracy because you're just so focused on just doing one instrument for an hour or two. And then the thing is, you can come back to that. And, the beauty, it's a 23-hour day. You can trade Asia. You can trade, the great thing about microscalping is you're not tied to the screen. You are for the moment that you're microscalping, but not for any time outside of it. Whereas with twice a day strategy, you do want to come back to the screen at the key times in order to be able to do it properly. So there's definitely aspects to this that you want to be doing. Oh, we moved our times. I totally forgot. I totally forgot that we moved to daylight time. I'm like, how come my algo is not trading? And it's set on DST time. All right, I will let it be. That's interesting. I totally forgot that we're on daylight savings time today. Okay. Watching trade ideas. Not getting the signals that I wanted. But it's clear that we're starting to fade out a little bit, right? Excuse me. I think NASDAQ might be sending us a sell signal soon. Let's see. No, it won't, because this particular candle was so wide it touched it. Oh, no, it is. No, actually, it is working. I forgot. That's right. It's the close. It's the close. Okay, so this is a sell signal on NASDAQ. No, sorry, it's not a sell signal. I'm sorry. You don't have the red triangle. That's right. It's not quite the rules. Although, if you know the rules that you have a black and a red, you could finagle. If you want to break the rules here, this is not quite kosher, but it's kosher enough that you might want to take that trade because. Was it 35 seconds on the clock? If this thing stays red, there's a strong probability that there's going to be some continuity to the downside. So I might take this to the downside right now. It's a big ass candle though. Ugh, I hate the retrace mode here. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna take the S&P. S&Ps, well, they're all both huge, but let's see if we get continuity in the S&P. S&P, that was so fast. You hear it, order filled. That means me entering and me exiting at the same time. That's how fast those trades are. Now, can you make a little bit more? Yes, you could, of course. Just to give you an idea, let me show you the speed of these trades. Hold on, let me see if I could. I think I can double. I did this yesterday, so I think I can double entry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is insane. Let me show this to you. Let me see if I can do this. Come on, baby. Yes, no. Yeah, I can double enter into TradeOvate. Okay, let me show this to you. Okay, look at these trades. 1 second, 1 second. I mean, this is as fast as you can get. Just 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. These were super fast trades, right? But generally, when they're working, they're like 3 or 4. This is why you have to have everything pre-set up. Once you have, you set yourself up, right? The good trades. This is the whole. It's both micro in terms of size and in terms of speed. Really, really fast trades. But once you have it set up, it's just you pressing the buy sell button. Everything is automated for you. So you don't care, you're right there. You could have seen that run. Now, when I look at these big ass candles, right, and you have some experience, you could also just get large. I have done where I've gotten 10 largest on this kind of a thing, because I have absolute confidence that there's going to be continuity for 5-10 points. If you go 10 largest on NASDAQ, that's $1,000 in one single trade. Now, do you know? Is that a right way of trading? No. Is it a fun way of trading? Yes. So you can definitely do both, or either or neither if you want to, but it's totally possible. GFS, make sure you have the absolute latest version. Okay, I had to update the alerts. The one that says alerts for MicroScalper updated. Okay. That's the latest version because they were outdated alerts. So the MicroScalper alerts are all wrong. The logic got updated. So make sure that you have the absolute latest version. This is the one. Fabio says he's enjoying microscalping the New York session. Hey, my friend, that's what I'm here for. Great. GFAS, what signal microscope are you using? I'm on a default, not getting the same. Yeah, you are. You're probably using literally the latest version that just got uploaded a couple of minutes ago, or just before the thing. Okay, GFAS, make sure everybody needs to be on the absolute latest version of the indicator in order to get the alerts working properly. Okay, that worked. Awesome. Cool. All right, cool. Good. Yes. Happy to help. All right, my friends, what else can we tell you? Get apexes. And I don't even have the link to our community, so I have to copy and paste it. But that is really our super cool new thing that we're doing. Anybody who's in our community, please comment so everybody else who's not here can literally, because you can believe me, not believe me, but people who are here, tell me that there's a lot of cool stuff in that community for free. Tell me that I'm not just blowing smoke here. Please give me a thumbs up on that so that people can believe you. Look at you. You're all degenerates. Only 45 to 55 microscalp. Microscalp is edging out twice a day because you're all degenerate gamblers with me and having a fun time. Anyways, I think we did I didn't even know what did I show you? Let's see how many trades we did here. Ooh, let's go to reports. Obviously I got a couple of clips, the NASDAQ was the only 2 unnecessary clips. This was an unnecessary clip. Remember, I went into 2 trades to show you the trades. I knew they were shitty trades. So realistically, I'm going to count 1 as a negative trade. Both of these, it's just me, showing off. And then I'll come back and result. But if you think about this, 1, 2, I don't know what the fuck this is. Why did this, I guess this broke up in 2s. So it's 1, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11-1. Is pretty much where you want to be. 11-2, you're net positive, but 11-1 is pretty much where you want to be on your accuracy. This is just an example of the microscope accuracy when you're doing it this way. And you'll get that yourselves. The more you trade, because you'll be able to, to get, yeah. Okay. Thomas says, oops, hang on a second. Oh, gosh. What is the Thomas? If you just signed up, you're gonna get an email getting you the link to the community. Okay, it's gonna say, hi, welcome to our community. Click a link here. If you have any problems, just email me back. So it'll be left. Yes. KP says lots of cool stuff. Absolutely. Thank you. Peter says yes. Excellent community. Great app. See, bastards, I'm not lying. Believe me when I tell you, really. And Kay did a huge amount of just Herculean work putting all this together. There is so much valuable FX stuff. All of you FX bunnies who are asking me FX stuff, she's the queen of macro, she's the queen of FX, and all of it is there for you. So come join us. Come have fun. We did it really for you guys. So what time is it? Oh, is it almost 10? Do I have to go? No, I got 10 more minutes. I'll hang with you guys for 10 more minutes. Let's see if we got any more signals. Here's the interesting part. This is what I found fascinating today. Like generally, the micro scalper signals on an average are about 1 every 15 minutes, which I thought was a relatively decent pace of work, right? So 1 every 15 minutes per instrument. So obviously, if you got 2 instruments, you're like basically 1 every 8-9 minutes on an average. But from this like pre-CPI data from around 6 o'clock, there was just like 1 every 5 minutes. This was just nonstop trading. It was so good. You could have made so many good trades here because it was all just like not like it was interesting. There are sometimes some days in the market where it's just continuously, continuous. What you want is soft and steady momentum. Soft and steady momentum is like the greatest regime for us to make money. Like I said, if you decided, I'm going to trade large during this particular slice, this was $1,000 hour for you with very, very little heat, just one loss. Everything else was all winners. So that's really the cool part of micro momentum. We'll have to authorize you. I think once I get off the because the link I gave you requires me to authorize you. So Daniel, I'll let you. I'll authorize you once I'm done. I'm gonna talk to my tech guy. We're gonna try and automate the whole process so that it'll be totally seamless for you guys to come in. And once you're in, remember there's a mobile app called Go Call app. The links are all inside the actual app. Download it. You'll never like use the web again. It's so awesome on the phone because like anywhere you go, you get Kathy's videos, you get courses, you get trade ideas. Everything comes in on that app. You get notifications of when I'm going to be trading live. Super, super cool. You can watch all of the stuff on review on demand. What is it? I was like, why did this thing pop? Did you see that move? Look at that, 62. That was like a 50-point move. Did somebody say something? What happened? Do we have any news? Bank of Canada lowers rates 25 basis points. Nothing. Moscow, Zelensky really outplayed Putin on this one. They basically now going to force Russia to either say yes to the truce or make them look like assholes, and then Trump's going to have no choice but to sanction Russia. So if anybody's following the Ukraine-Russia thing, it's a really interesting game of geopolitical chess. Okay, I don't know what this was. The spike was on here. Maybe it was Russia saying that they were considering the truce, and the market got excited and they said no. We'll see. Generally, as I'm looking at price action right now looks pretty murky, to be honest with you. Looks kind of negative, right? Oh, anyway, here's what I want to show you. Look at this. We broke the we broke the CPI breakout low. So this was pre-news, right? We took out the lows. Now this was some kind of a countervailing news flow. This is clearly an algo pop, but as it gets disseminated, we're still starting to drip down, which is interesting. Really interesting. So I wonder if if this is gonna be yet. I would not be surprised if we go negative today. And remember what I said to you. If we go negative, the selling is going to really accelerate, maybe 10 to 11, 11:30. And then if it pauses and we can get higher lows in our turn trade, I'm going to go back to my turn indicator, which obviously isn't here. And not that this is very much Monday morning quarterbacking. It's bullshit. I would have never done this trade, but I just want to show you that you could have done this trade just as a example of this. This is S&P. You clearly have the turn signals here in Scalper, and it's making a lower low. This exclamation point is higher. This one is low. This is what we're looking for. So if you wanted to short here at 29, the stop would have been 49, 20-point stop. Your target would have been 30, which is 09, which is like really that's right the fuck over here. No, that's 20. That would have been, which would have been about 6,000, which is almost over here. So 20 risk, 30 target. 30 target on this thing is $1.50 on a micro, $1,500 on a single contract. So you literally could have done half a day, half of target with just one single trade. It's all whether you want to make small trades or large trades, but definitely possible. I mean, the turn trade condition in BK Scalper is a really, really cool way of doing it, right? Could that look at it? Curious why it didn't generate a signal. 946. Which one on the ES? 946. On the micro scalper, is that the question? GFAS, if it is, let me go back to microscalp. Let's take a look. Sorry, let me go to. It's got to be non-dark mode. Okay. Oh, why is this? It didn't, because remember the condition is it's got to be from above the 8 SMA. Like I made the rules a lot stricter. I've eliminated like 80% of signals, and you want to add them back in, you absolutely can. The reason I eliminated 80% of signals is because there were so many signals, they would just exhaust a normal human being unless they knew how to do it. So what I did is I said, let me just take the best quality, reasonable time frame signals. So every 10-15 minute signals for microscalper, so that those people who are new and are just following the triangles can have a life. Could you have shorted this, on a continuation base? Absolutely, right? Black to red is a great signal. Black to red continuity is a great signal. You can do all this stuff. There's 100 different signals you yourself can invent out of the indicator yourself once you understand what the dynamic, what this is actually showing you, and you can make your own analysis. So that's it. Gold is going to be a buy. It's getting close. I mean, gold is definitely looking better today. It held up. By the way, I have never done the turn trade in gold, or never considered it, but I actually think the 9 o'clock hour in gold is a pretty good hour for the turn trade. Like a lot of times, just for shits and giggles, before we go, since I don't have any more signals, it doesn't look like I'm going to do any more trades today. Let's just do a turn trade in gold, right? There's no signals here, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I'm just trying to see if there's anything in yesterday. Gold did not have a lot of, wow. I think gold just simply doesn't have a lot of, there's a turn signal here. Gold is just not that, gold is just not that volatile an instrument to be able to, for the turn signal to be to be that, that valuable. You could, I mean, well, this is a 9 o'clock hour, right? You could kind of create a synthetic turn signal where you have the signal over here, a short, right? And this one is clearly a lower low, right? And you could say, well, I'm going to short against this and try to do it. But, that's kind of like creating your own, bullshit. But yes, you could have said, oh, I can come in on here on a higher low in gold. Let's go to micro scalp mode. Definitely look like we're kind of unwinding, guys. The NASDAQ S&P actually went negative trend. We crossed under. So S&P is now a negative trend. We're going to be looking. So if I get a second green candle here, that would be a sell signal for me. They're going to try and see if it can break out the 5,600. So we'll be looking at that. What does changing the signal length do? Probably a lot. Like it obviously creates opportunities on different time frames. I haven't. I played only with 1 minute and 2 minute time frames, but I'm sure you could try to 5 minute or even 15 minute. Daniel, I haven't. I'm in the middle of webinar. That's why I haven't let you in. You'll just it'll be pending until I'm done with a webinar, like I told you. Hang on, let me see if I can let me see if I can let you in so you can stop bothering me. Hold on. Okay, I've let you in. Now you're in the community, Daniel. Okay, so no continuity in the S&P just yet. Very kind of a slow but steady drift everywhere here. Basic buy trend? Wait, how is that possible? Oh, basic trend buy. Why do I have the S&P basic buy trend? How's that alert even on here? Oh, wow. I have the wrong. See, look at this. You see this? I made a wrong alert. This is like the basic buy trend alert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. Let me show you how to do this. So while I have you here, let me show you properly set up. So I want to go to the S&P. I'm going to go add alert. I'm going to go right over here to micro scalper. I have the green triangle. I want the red triangle. Red triangle alert once per bar. And then you just simply say ES. Now I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to have the right, the right S&P. So I had like the wrong alert. So this is like sort of a little bit of a trick of how you would be able to convert this. I have 57 seconds. I have a sell signal in the S&P. I'm going to be taking this if it happens. It's interesting that stocks are kind of giving back the whole. I think the people I see, the fact that shelter went down, as I told you, not really great news because that means housing is collapsing. Housing is like 20% of the U.S. economy, 50% of the U.S. economy. That's just not going to be good for growth. There's too many real estate agents in America to make it. So I'm waiting for 9-10 seconds. This is short signal in the S&P. We're going to get short this. Oops. Hold on. Look how fast this moved against us. Hang on. Sell. All right, I went short. Not a great signal. I don't love this signal, but I'm taking it just to show you that I'm going to stick to my strategy. Stick to my strategy. Here's my and I got stopped out. It just did not work. So yeah, when you have something like this, and again, this is a matter of interpretation. Everything is an art, not a science in trading. I took it because I had the signal and I wanted to show you that yes, I want to take the signal, but a signal like this that is barely a red signal, not a great. It's a sign of volatility and stuff like that. By the way, but here it is. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go. Do I go to yes? I'm gonna sell it again. Let's see if I can get this down again because it broke the lows. No. I'm getting stopped out. Too much volatility. All right, we'll have to wait for another. I wanted to sell this over here and it was too late for the move. No problem. The idea is not every signal is a really great signal, right? Like this is a good, like right now in gold, this is a good signal, right? It's strong. It's closing on the near highs. It's telling you there's a lot of momentum. Remember, we're trading ultimately momentum. And if momentum kind of retracts at the very last second, then it's it's not a good signal. I'm waiting to see how this candle plays out here on gold, and we'll play that again. I think the thing is, this is the reason why it's confused is because this is actually going from a negative trend to positive trend, and when it crosses the positive trend, it actually disappears as a signal. So we're still going to take this. Okay, we're in, and the micro golds are all got done. See all the micro gold in and out. So I was in and out on the micro gold. That all got done because that was a quality trade to the upside. So the quality of the candle, which is, by the way, right here, here's NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ is looking, now all of a sudden we're getting like all these signals. NASDAQ is also looking pretty good as a signal. Let's, it's kind of like, the sell-off and a reversal. Now it's not looking so good. Now it's ending up on the lows of the day. It's retracing, but it's a minute left. If this closes near the highs, then it's a good looking signal. We want to continue trading. So there is an element of interpretation, as there is with everything, especially when you're day trading. And I'm giving you a little bit more nuanced ideas of why some trades are good and some trades are not that good. $43 seconds left. We're going to watch this NASDAQ trade. $20 seconds left. $11 seconds left. Retracing back, but it's okay. Okay, we're going to go long. Yeah, you see that? Order filled. It literally takes me 1 second. I came in, boom. Momentum, work. Now, imagine if you were doing this on a large contract, that's $100 right then and there, really fast. But at the same time, it also retraces really fast. So you have to be really committed, and you have to, generally, I think the rule of thumb is if it's halfway, it's a decent. If it's anywhere below half, it's not really a good looking candle that you want to take as far as momentum, because what we're trading for is continuity, and NASDAQ is the most vicious as far as continuity because it will do this retrace and come back out, Like NASDAQ could go 20 points to the upside right now as it continues going. If you came in, I'm just actually curious. If you came in here, 92, yeah, you barely survived this. This was 77. It was 15 points against you, and then it slammed up. But when it slams up, it was like 20 points forward. So there's a lot of different ways that many of you could trade this. The important part is I wanted to educate you on the power of momentum, how it works on the shorter term time frames, where the possible entries are that give you the best edges, all of those things. I hope you guys really enjoyed all of that, because this was this is as much a teaching structure as anything else. And we'll keep trading for the rest of the day. I'll see everybody regular time tomorrow. Hope you guys had a fun time, and I'm glad the GFA says that the long signal worked really great. And as I said, I'm going to try and start making those turn trade calls if we get them in our chat room. So come join me there. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope everybody really enjoyed it. Be sure to get our friends at Apex, and otherwise enjoy. I will have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.